Perek Tesvav, Mishnah Gimel. Now this Mishnah does not discuss the melachas of kosher and matzah, but rather it discusses other aspects relating to clothing and the like. And the Tosfos Yom Tov explains that since the previous Mishnah, Mishnah Beis, mentioned a woman sort of doing her cloak and her belt, etc., so therefore we're now going to discuss other rules which relate to the adjustments of clothes on Shabbos. Now, says the Mishnah, Mekaplin es hakelim afilu abo v'chamisha pa'amim. You're allowed to fold garments even 4 or 5 times. Now, this is actually going to be qualified very drastically by the Mefarshim, and I'll read, let's go through the Bar Tunura on this opening line of the Mishnah. It says the Bar Tunura, Begodim shepoishtin, begodim a person takes off on Shabbos, Mekaflin, you're allowed to fold them afilu arba v'chamisha pa'amim, even 4 or 5 times, kadei lachazor v'lelovshem bo bayom, in order to with the intention to wear them again that day. V'lo shonu, when is that true? Ela ba'odom echad, only one person is folding them, then it's permitted. Avol b'shnei b'nei odom, but if 2 people are folding them, then you're not allowed to. Shenirim k'masaknin, because it looks like they're making a major improvement to the clothes, to the beged. Uva'odom echad nami lo omron, and when they said that it's okay for a person to fold the clothes with one person, that's only begodim chadoshim, that's only for new clothes. Sheim koshim, they're very stiff. Ve'ein mamarin nikmoit, and they don't wrinkle so easily. Avil yeshenim, but older clothes, kafulon, if you fold them, masaknon tvei, then you've improved them a lot, u'mechzik masaknon, and therefore will give the impression that you're improving these begodim on Shabbos. Of a chadoshim, another qualification, and even if it's one person, and even if they're new clothes, b'chadoshim nami lo we don't allow you to do it ela belveinim, only with white clothes. Avol tzuvuim, but coloured garments, lo, we don't allow you to fold those. Why? Shat tzuvuim kfulim mesaknan b'yoseh, because coloured clothes, they have a big improvement and they look much nicer when they're folded. Ubelveinim nami lo, and when we permitted you one person to fold new clothes which are white, you've got no other clothes to wear, there's no other choice. But if you have other clothes to wear which are suitable for Shabbos, then it would be also to fold them. So that heter of the Mishnah, we have really restricted and reduced the applicability of this halacha to situations where one person folds new white clothes where he has got no alternative, no other clothes to wear. Okay. You're allowed to make beds on Shabbos for Shabbos, i.e. Friday nights in order to sleep on Friday nights, or on Shabbos for Shabbos. But you can't make the bed on Shabbos for Motzei Shabbos. The problem is you're not allowed to prepare from Shabbos for a chol for a weekday. You're not even allowed to prepare on Shabbos for a yontif. So that's what the Mishnah means. However, the Magen Avram in Siman Shin Beis Sif Vav says if your intention is really just to make the room be neat for the rest of Shabbos, that would be okay. So if you, when you get out of bed on Shabbos morning, you want to just pull the duvet back over the bed just to make it neat and nice, that is not a hachana for Motzei Shabbos. That's to make the room neat and nice now for Shabbos, and therefore that would be permitted. Continues the Mishnah. Rabbi Yishmael Omer, Mekaplin es hakelim u'matziin es hamitos. You're allowed to fold garments and make the beds miyom kippurim l'Shabbos, from Yom Kippur to Shabbos. Now, what is that referring to? That is referring to when Yom Kippur falls out on a Friday. Now, that cannot happen nowadays. Since the calendar has been fixed, Yom Kippur can never fall out on a Friday. Yom Kippur nowadays can only fall out on a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Shabbos. But in those days where they were Makabel Eidim and they were Makadish al Piha Re'iyah, so then it could fall out on a Friday. So if Yom Kippur fell on a Friday, Rabbi Yishmael is of the opinion that Yom Kippur is less strict, is less severe than Shabbos. Shabbos is more chomer. Why is Shabbos more chomer? Because the Isurim on Shabbos, if a person does them b'mezid b'hasra, it would involve a chi of skila. Masha'en ken Yom Kippur would involve a chi of koris. And therefore Shabbos, according to Yishmael, is stricter. Therefore, if Yom Kippur fell on a Friday, he would permit you to fold these begodim and to make the beds from Friday to Shabbos, because Shabbos is more chomer. Similarly, v'chel ve'Shabbos kreivim b'Yom Kippurim. If Yom Kippur now fell on a Sunday, says Rabbi Shmuel, since Yom Kippur is less severe than Shabbos, those karbonos that were offered up on Shabbos, and the chaylev, the fats of those carbon, had not yet been finished off and burnt on the Mizbeach, you were allowed to burn them on the Motzei Shabbos, even though it was Yom Kippur. But if it was the other way around, if Yom Kippur was on a Friday, if let's say, Yom Kippur was on a Friday, you would not be able to burn the Yom Kippur leftovers on Shabbos, because Shabbos, according to Shmuel, is more chomer. Rabbi Kiva argues, Rabbi Kiva Omer, Lo shall Shabbos kreivim b'Yom Kippurim, v'lo shall Yom Kippurim kreivim b'Shabbos. It doesn't make a difference. The severity of Yom Kippur and Shabbos are equal, and therefore Rabbi Kiva would prohibit offering the chaylev, the fats of the Shabbos carbon, on Yom Kippur and vice versa, and he would also prohibit folding garments and making beds on Yom Kippur for Shabbos and vice versa. That is the end of Mishnah Gimel and the end of Perek Tes Vav.